welcome December. It's finally December, and it finally feels like it outside. I've been complaining for weeks that it was still like 70 degrees out, and I couldn't wear my little sweaters and all my cozy stuff. But yeah, it's cold, so I guess I'm kind of happy. We've already got like sleet and stuff in our forecast, which in Arkansas doesn't happen very often. So the whole of our state is collectively freaking out, which is lovely. I'm from Wisconsin though, so the weather doesn't scare me as much as it scares a lot of people down here. But regardless, it's always interesting to see how the weather affects businesses and people and meetings and things like that. But yeah, it is Monday. I had meetings this morning and then went and worked on some genetics stuff for my dissertation. And now I'm home. Just got done with all of that. I do not have a ton of plans for tonight. I have to work on writing for my dissertation, stuff like that. It is December 1st, which means it is Aardvark book release day. So I got to pick out a few books for my Aardvark box, and they had some really cool picks this month, so that was really exciting. Yeah, beyond that, I don't have a ton of updates for you. I am currently reading Cackle by Rachel Harrison, and I'm listening to Trust, and I'm like 20% through Trust, and I'm bored. I feel bad though, because a friend recommended it to me, so I feel like I need to power through, but I'm very bored reading it. And I've got a lot of lofty goals for my reading for the end of the month, or the end of the year, and the end of the month, I guess. It's all the same. So reading a book that is boring me this much is a bit painful. We'll see how long I can make it. If things pick up soon, I'll stick with it, but we're 20% through, and I'm falling asleep. So fingers crossed that it gets a bit more interesting soon. It's hard for me to listen to slow books like that, to listen to them rather than read them physically. When I'm reading them physically, I feel like I can get more, I don't know, maybe a bit more connected to the people that they're talking about. It's just very wordy, technical, financy. I don't know. It's just kind of boring to listen to, at least. Not very dramatic. Nothing I don't know. It's very one tone, monotone kind of, I don't know, vibes. The vibes are monotone, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I am liking Cackle so far. I'm only 50 pages into that, which is, actually, I read a little bit last night, so I'm probably 70 pages in. But I do like it a lot. I'm just reading very slowly right now, working a lot on my dissertation, so my reading time has gone down. But I'm hoping to pick it up this week because I do want to finish that before I'm so far into Christmas land that reading a witch book makes no sense. So we'll see how far I get on that this week. I'm excited to update you about both of those books. And yeah, that's all I got for you right now. See you throughout the week. Did anyone else see the video of that girl that swallowed a piece of her glass straw? Here's me terrified. Every time I get a drink now, let's just add it to the list of stuff that my brain can spiral on this week. Yeah, that's mostly why I wanted to just come chit-chat with you. We'll put this to the side for now so I don't play with the straw and make annoying little sounds. Anyway, yeah, I have had just a time the past week. It is the end of the semester, so I'm technically done teaching. Normally, that would be exciting, but I am having a really, really hard time because at the end of my lab, the students have to turn in a paper and a bunch of my students used AI on it, and I have like mixed feelings about AI and what's happening, but when you're in a science lab, using AI on a paper is just pretty much a no-go. And we're told to be like as lenient as possible with it, but the students need to cite it as like a source because they're using it to change their paper, and none of my students did. So even though I'm done teaching, we have like a Turnitin thing that is able to see how much of their paper is AI generated, things like that. And although it can vary in its correctness, the amount of work that I've had to do to find version histories of these papers from these students and like talk about the importance of citing things like that has been so all-consuming in my brain that that's literally all I feel like I've been able to do this week. I have lost sleep over it because I don't want to have to give people zeros for cheating. I've lost sleep over it because I am spiraling, worrying about how these students are going to think of me as a teacher. I am going to be I'm applying for jobs currently, and I want to be the best teacher I can be. And so part of me feels like I failed this huge group of students because why is this happening? Even though I thought that I had covered the uses that are accepted in our course. I don't know. I'm having a time with that. And beyond that, I did yesterday show you some clips. So today's Wednesday. I talked to you last on Monday, but yesterday I was doing a bunch of genetics work on my little buggy boys that I study. And so, I've been doing hours and hours of genetics each day on top of the million emails that I've had to send, and the mental load that all of this is taking on me is like pretty severe. So I put all my crap on Do Not Disturb, and I am just going to take this afternoon, it's like 11 o'clock, and I'm going to decorate for Christmas outside because I haven't done that yet. There's still like our Halloween doormat and then like the Christmas wreath. It's a mess. But yeah, it's gonna decorate outside and like do laundry and maybe play on my Switch, just like brain break, because it's been hard. It's been a hard week. And typically by this point in the semester, I feel like free, and I feel like so tied down and just stuck in this in my brain that like I need to just take a break from it. And I like know myself and how I think well enough at this point to know that that's what I need to do. So we're going to do that. Another thing that I'm going to do today is paint my nails. So I have naked nails right now. I just have like a strengthening base coat on there. I think I want to do a thermal polish. This is the one that I want to use. It's a Mooncat nail polish, and it's called Moral Decay. It's like a blue shifty, so it's like a darker blue when it's cold and like a lighter blue when it's warm, I believe. But I just thought this would be pretty for like wintry things, just winter in general. So I think this is what I'm going to do on my nails today. And I don't want to do like a magnetic or something that I have to sit and like have patience and think about any more than, I don't want to deal with that. So this will be easy because I just have to throw a couple coats on and call it a day. But yeah, so today I'm taking some time for me, and I'll take you with me because that sounds like fun and like it won't be mentally exhausting. All right, let's do it. In case you're wondering how confused our porch looks, we've got our springtime pillows, we've got a Christmas wreath, we've got springtime pots and decorations, and a Halloween doormat. Yeah, we're doing really well. Let's fix this. These are my pillowcases for the chairs out here. Aren't they precious? I'm so excited to switch these out. Hi, happy Saturday. It's been a couple days since I've talked to you. It's just been a crazy week. I am officially done teaching for the semester. I submitted grades a couple days ago. So I've just been taking some time to myself after that because it's just a stressful time of the year, because if students don't get the grade that they wanted or something like that, you have to talk to them about it, and also just finishing the grades and putting all of them in is a decent amount of work too. And I am a very a very particular person when it comes to stuff like that, and my brain will go, oh, just check them one more time and make sure that you didn't input all of them wrong and give someone the wrong grade. So it's a lot of double, triple, whatever 10 times is checking everything so that I feel confident that I did everything properly. But yeah, it was a pretty good semester overall, and I'm happy to be done though, because now I have a lot more time to really focus on my own work. I haven't started focusing on my work yet because I needed a brain break, and so yesterday I didn't get a break because I had some things going on campus, but today is that break for me, so that's why I'm able to talk to you today. Yesterday I had a departmental awards ceremony thing to go to. They do it's like a holiday banquet-y kind of thing where, well, banquet is a loose term. They get Domino's pizza and we meet in like a big hall thing on campus, and then they give out some awards to the grad students in the department and stuff. It's really the only way for graduate students to get a scholarship. Grad students can get fellowships through the department when they first start. So like when I first started, I had a fellowship for our department, which you get by having like a good grades in your undergrad program and also getting like a good GRE score. When I first started here, I had a really good fellowship, but that lasts for 4 years. And so I'm now just starting year 6. And so I haven't had any like additional funding other than what I get paid to teach for the last year and a half. And so I got an award yesterday, and I'm actually so excited about it. I wasn't really expecting it. I don't know a ton of the people that are on like the committee that picks who gets these awards, so it's never been super surprising to me that I haven't gotten one. And also my advisor is our department chair, so it feels, you never want to feel like you're, as a department chair, like favoriting your own students. And so I've understood why I haven't gotten one, but I did get one yesterday. And so that was a really exciting thing yesterday. And then I was also busy yesterday because yesterday we had my like Friendsgiving at one of my friends' house. And it was so nice to just be able to see all of my friends, and we all got to make some food and eat and just spend time together in a non-academic way, and it was so nice. And so today I've just been sort of reflecting on the semester. I like to do that at the end of each semester. So I was writing some stuff down just in my planner, which I also kind of treat like a journal. And yeah, and now I've spent some time on the Switch. I've read some books, so that's been my day, and it's been really, really nice. Speaking of planners, I panicked last week because, so during my like undergrad degree, I had like a massive planner that was like monthly, weekly, and then daily agendas. And then when I got to grad school, I just couldn't figure out the right format for how to structure my stuff, mostly because I didn't have like a huge class workload. I had to take courses, but it wasn't like an undergrad when you were taking like 18, 20 credits. It's like 6 credits. So I was able to like schedule stuff in my brain a lot easier than I was in undergrad. But I still liked being able to like keep a planner and keep track of what I had going on. But it took me a while to figure out a system that worked. And then I got this planner for last year, and it's really neat because it has just like monthly layouts, but then it also has like monthly goal pages, which I think are really neat. So this is my December goal page. And then it goes into, I'll show you what I've got going on, weekly layouts for each week. And this planner is the first one since I started grad school that I have like been able to keep up with like every single week, and have found very, very useful for the way that my brain has to work in grad school. And so I last week was panicking because there's things coming up for 2026 that I want to start planning for, and I haven't been able to do that because I didn't have a planner. But yesterday I received my 2026 planner. So it is the same brand, same layout, just a different cover. And I think it's going to be so cute to be able to keep these and keep ordering from this company each year. They're from Papier. I don't know how to say that, but that's the brand. I'll show you what that logo looks like so that you can look at it if you want to. But yeah, I love these planners, and I'm really excited that I got the same one so I can keep planning in the way that I have been this past year. And I haven't written in it yet, but I think that I'll probably do some of that tonight. What I have done today is read some books. So a couple of days ago, I haven't told you this, but a couple of days ago, I started listening to The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year on Spotify because I hate listening to books on Spotify. However, this book, my library does not have the audiobook of. I couldn't get it on my library. I couldn't find it in any other place for free for me to listen to. Free being a loose term because my partner and I do pay for a Spotify account for our like household. But and I'm thinking about switching that with everything coming out about Spotify because it makes me sick to think about. The plan, whatever plan we pay for, I don't know exactly what it is because it doesn't come out of my account specifically, but whatever plan it is, you have like a certain number of listening credits per month for audiobooks, and apparently that doesn't renew yet. So I listened to I Was a Teenage Slasher on Spotify last month, and that was like 11 hours. And when I started Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, I thought I'd be on like the next month's listening hours, but I was not. So yesterday I was listening to it in the car, and it was like, you have reached your monthly limit of listening hours. Come back next month and listen some more, basically. And so I was really upset because I was really liking that book so far. I got like 40% of the way through in like a day. And now I can't listen to it. I think my stuff renews sometime like in the next few days. So hopefully it has to, because I listened to I Was a Teenage Slasher like almost a month ago. So it has to renew soon. And I will finish that once it renews. But in the meantime, I went and looked for an audiobook that was available on Libby that I could start listening to right away to fill in the gap, because on my off days like this, I listen to audiobooks pretty much the entire day while I'm doing laundry, while I'm relaxing, while I'm playing Cozy Grove on the Switch, things like that. I listen to an audiobook the entire time. And so I actually found the audiobook for Intermezzo, which was on my 10 to the End books to read. And so I've been sort of like doing like the what do they call that? Immersive reading, where you listen to the audiobook and you have the book in front of you. And this is so good. So I started this morning, and we've crushed like 130 pages already. And so I am loving this book. People have mixed feelings about Sally Rooney, and I've been kind of intimidated by her books. They've been sitting on my shelf for a while. I've talked about this in my like 10 till the end video that I posted. But I had a feeling it was going to be like a Taylor Jenkins Reid situation where The Seven Husbands sat on my shelf for an eternity, and then I read it, and then I read every other Taylor Jenkins Reid book that's out there because I was obsessed. And yeah, I so far think that that's a very accurate description of what's going on, because this is so good so far. I'm loving this book, and so happy that I can do the immersive reading with it, because I really wanted an audiobook, but I wanted to stick for once to my TBR that I made for myself for the 10 to the End. And so I'm still able to stick to that by doing listening and reading this at the same time, which has been really fun. For other book updates, I am still reading Cackle. Gonna be honest, I really like it, but the season I think we passed. I'm just not feeling it in like this current time. But I am going to force myself to put just like a wintry ambiance thing on the TV later, and like make myself really cozy and give this more of a shot in like a bigger chunk. I think if I can get through like 100 pages in a sitting, I will have a lot more interest in what's going on, because I'm only 70 pages through. I've just been reading it while I go to sleep. That's literally the only time that I've read it. I haven't read it outside of that. So I do want to keep plugging away at this, but I'm just staring at the Hounding on my bookshelf, and yeah, it's barking at me. It wants me to read it, and I really want to listen. So we'll see what we get up to with my reading for the rest of the weekend. I have a feeling that Intermezzo is going to be a pretty quick fly through, because I'm kind of obsessed with it right now. But I do want to keep making progress on this, so we'll see what we end up doing. Yeah, that really covers all the updates that I have for you. I am going to paint my nails today. I'm going to do this pink, it's like a really glittery, stop looking at me. Yeah, I am going to do this glittery pink color from Mooncat. It's called Ego Stroker 9000. It is stunning, and I am in like a pink Christmassy kind of vibe in my house right now, and so I think that this will just be really cute before I do like some more classic red and green nails around like actual Christmas in a couple weeks. So yeah, this is my next plan for the day. And if I do anything else fun, I will be sure to show you what I've got going on. All right, I'll see ya. Good morning. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday morning, and before football stuff starts, I am taking the morning to relax and make some progress on my crochet project that I need to have finished before Christmas is done. So I've made myself a little cocoon on the recliner. So this is my heated blanket. I've got this all plugged in. I've got my coffee. Well, it's a iced chai latte, ready to go. I have my crochet project here. It's a shawl that I'm making for my mom to be able to throw over her shoulders when she's at work, because the bank that she works at is really cold. Well, it's either really cold or really hot. So having something like this that she can keep there to throw on when it does get cold is nice for her. So I have that, and then I am going to catch up on some fern videos on YouTube. So my favorite YouTuber her name is Fern. I started watching her because she does plant content, and I was a COVID plant hoarder. That's the hobby that I held during COVID times, and I started watching her then. So it's been 5 years since I discovered her, and now she also does some vloggy content on a channel called Cozy Plant Lady that I love. So yeah, she's who got me hooked on these mooncap polishes, which I redid my nails yesterday and I am obsessed with this. I don't know how I haven't worn this pink more often because it's gorge. But yeah, she got me hooked on the mooncap polishes. I love seeing all of her plants that she has. It's truly goals, but I just don't have the light in this house, as I'm sure you can tell, because I am struggling to find spots in this house where I can actually film. But yeah, so I'm gonna catch up on some of her videos. She did a 6-star reads, some of her favorite books, and I've been watching her for long enough to where I sort of know her book journey. So I have some guesses onto what as to which books she's gonna have on this list, but I'm excited to watch the video. So that's what my morning's going to be. And then later today we'll be watching football games. I am in a fantasy football league for the first time this year. And well, I'm in 2 of them. So I'm in one where you draft your players each year. And I'm in one where you draft your players and then you keep them for eternity unless you trade them off, or when new rookies and stuff come in, you can draft those throughout the year. Pause. The dog's coming. Dog wants inside. Hi, Goose. Yes. Oh, hi, honey. Anyway, fantasy football. So yes, so I have those 2 teams. It's my first year doing any of this, and I'm in 2 leagues with my boyfriend's group of friends, where in both leagues there's only 2 girls, me and another. And so it was my goal to kick their butts. And I know about football because I'm a Packers fan, grew up watching that. But I did not watch all teams every weekend. I am not that kind of football watcher. However, I'm a nerd. So, Goose. This is what it's like living with a big dog, in case you're wondering. And our living room is now a river. So yes, I'm a nerd. And being a nerd, being a nerd does me well in fantasy football, because I've learned that you don't need to sit and watch and know everything about every player and know what they've done for their career. You really don't. You just have to be good at numbers, and you have to be able to figure out when it's smart to play certain people. Like if they're playing against really sucky teams, maybe you should play them, or, things like that. And so in both of our leagues, I am in first in one and I'm in second in the other one. And our playoffs start next week. So unfortunately, I need to care about football, but it's been really fun. So I will say that having the fantasy football, because my boyfriend's a football watcher, he was the watch every game possible every weekend, and it drove me low-key up a wall every single year we've been together until this year, because I get why it's fun to watch all of those games when you have a fantasy football team that you want to have your players do well. So getting to watch all of the different teams is fun. So that's my Sunday. Next week, because I'm in first and second, my team will have a bye week next week, so I automatically will go to the second round of our playoffs. So next week I don't really have to care about football as much, which is kind of nice. And then playoffs will start the week after that. So yeah, so today's a football day. Any downtime that I have where I'm not either going to be watching Fern or football, I will likely be listening and reading along to Intermezzo. I talked about it yesterday that I randomly decided to start this yesterday. And guys, we're almost halfway through, which is ridiculous, but this is so good. I could not stop listening to it yesterday. And I love the immersive reading, listening to the audiobook and physically reading at the same time. It brings my pace up a lot and keeps me focused. It brings my pace up a lot and it keeps me focused on what I'm actually reading, instead of my brain likes to wander while I read. So I'm a pretty slow reader, reading physical books. But yeah, this has been great, and I'm really excited that I decided to jump into this when my other audiobook I was listening to didn't pan out because of Spotify credits. I can't wait to get rid of that out. It's gonna be a good day. But yeah, that is my day, and I will keep you posted when I'm doing things that I think are fun to look at. So I'll see ya.
Many of y'all know how much I love the watering settings, and I also love the book brief. So this is just a complete
I'm about to go head out and watch the Packers game at this bar that we like to go to on Sundays because they have $3 mimosas. But I just wanted to show you my little game day fit because it's finally cold enough to wear this. I made this vest out of an old jersey and a flannel t-shirt. And it's probably my favorite thing that I've ever sewn to date. It sucked to make. It was so hard. So I'm really proud of it and I just love it. And I wanted to show it off on here because I talk about sewing a lot, but I haven't been sewing much recently. I've been crocheting a lot more. So I just needed to provide evidence that I do actually sew a lot of my clothes. And here's an example. So, all right. Go Pack Go. Say hi, buddy. Say hi, Cricket. Happy Monday. We are in the sewing room, which I don't usually let the cats in, so he's thrilled. But we're in here and going to close out the vlog for this week. But I got an exciting package today that I thought I could unbox with you before I let you go. So we are going to unbox my December Aardvark book club box. I was so excited. If you have seen any of my previous vlogs the last couple of weeks, you would have seen that I started this book club in November, and my first box that I received was so damaged and was also missing a book. But they resent it and fixed everything. But this is the least beat up one of these boxes has come to me now, and it's still pretty beat up. I still think that they need to look into better packaging because these boxes just suck. Like, they just rip open. Every single one that I've received so far. So this is now my third box. Because I got the November one, the replacement, and now this one. They've all been holy. But it's fine. The books inside should be alright. So yeah, let's unbox this together. Alright, so I was a little naughty and I got 3 books in this box. I told myself that I would only get 3 books on my first box because I got like a discount code thing for it. And it just made sense to get 3 books in that box because it was my first time getting a box from them. However, the picks came out and, you know, all of my preconceived thoughts and made up rules in my head just went away. So I got 3 books. Cricket says it's fine. You heard him. Yeah, so I got 3 books. I am really excited about this first pick because it's been on like I've been aware of it for a while, so it's been on my TBR. I've thought about trying to check it out from the library a few times, and it is Victorian Psycho. This was an Aardvark pick that was like a we wish we would have picked this earlier pick, and with that they gave the people that ordered early, like however many copies of it they had, signed editions. So I'm super excited about this. This book just sounds so intriguing. I'll read you the little blurb. So it says, Winifred Naughty arrives at Enzer House prepared to play the perfect governess. She'll dutifully tutor her charges, Drusilla and Andrew, tell them bedtime stories, and only joke about eating children. But long, listless days spent within the estate's dreary confines come with an intimate knowledge of the perversions and pathetic preoccupations of the Pounds family. Mr. Pounds can't keep his eyes off Winifred's chest, and Mrs. Pounds takes a sickly pleasure in punishing Winifred for her husband's wandering gaze. Compounded with her disdain for the entitled Pounds children, Winifred finds herself struggling at every turn to stifle the violent compulsions of her past. French tutoring and needlework are only one way to pass the time, as is admiring the ugly portraits in the gallery and creeping across the moonlit lawns. Patience. Winifred must have patience, for Christmas is coming, and she has very special gifts planned for the dear souls of Enzer House. Brimming with sardonic wit and culminating in a shocking conclusion, Victorian Psycho plunges readers into the chilling mind of an iconic new literary psychopath. I love a good female psycho. We're excited for this one. And it's a shorty. I didn't really expect that. I never look at how long books are. I don't really care. But I'm always surprised when they're short because I feel like Cricket. Yeah, I never really look at how long books are, but I'm always kind of surprised when they're this short. But I'm excited. How long is this? Let's creep. Yeah, it's less than 200 pages. That's crazy. I'm excited. So this is book 1. Pumped. Book 2 was also a December pick. So with Aardvark, they have like their picks every month. But you can get picks from previous months too if you want. But the second book is also a December pick, and it's an early release that I'm pretty excited about. It's Itch. I study bugs, and so you find me a cover with some ants crawling on it. Sold. Easy. So this is a horror that I'll read you the blurb of it too. So this says, something moves on the forest floor. Josie is at rock bottom, living a haunted existence after returning to her isolated hometown on the edge of the Forest of Dean. When she stumbles across a decaying, ant-infested body in the woods, Josie plummets into a downward spiral, facing uncomfortable truths about the victim and her own past, all whilst battling in an infestation that seems to have burrowed into her mind and her flesh. Desperate for absolution, Josie scratches the surface of an age-old mystery. A masked predator stalks the forest around Elwood, a place deeply gripped by folklore. So, as the village prepares for its annual festival and Josie gets closer to unveiling a monster, she begins to ask herself, are these dark, crawling insects leading her to uncover the truth? Or is she their next victim? It just sounds so sick and wrong and gross and good. So I had to pick this one up. The covers on these books are stunning. By the way, I think that's like one of the most underrated thing about aardvark in general, is that these covers are just gorgeous. Cricket, come here. These cats are gonna drive me crazy. So yeah, that's Itch. And I am very excited about this book. All right, and then my third book in this box was actually a pick from November that I regret not picking up last month. So now that I've heard more things about these books and I've seen other people unbox theirs, this is one that I wish I would have picked up last month. So the third book is, it's Kill the Beast. So this is more of a fantasy book. This says it's like The Witcher meets Howl's Moving Castle. I like Howl's Moving Castle, don't know about The Witcher, but it's given cozy fantasy, but like still adventurous, has some stakes to it, which is how I prefer my cozy fantasy to be. I am not a huge fan of just like cozy fantasy for cozy's sake. Like I really liked Legends and Lattes, like that series I've enjoyed a lot because there's some stakes. They're trying to do something, they're trying to solve something, there's even like a little bit of violence, whereas I didn't enjoy, I really liked The Spell Shop, but I did not enjoy The Enchanted Greenhouse because I just felt like nothing was happening. But yeah, so hopefully this fits on like the more adventurous part of the cozy romance, or not cozy romance, cozy fantasy spectrum that I'm hoping. I'll read you the little blurb thing. So it says, the night Lissa Cottigan's brother was murdered by a fairy-made monster known as the Beast, she made him a promise. She would find a way to destroy the immortal creature that avenged his death. For 13 years, she has been hunting fairies and the abominations they created, but in all that time, the one beast she is most desperate to find has never resurfaced. Until she meets Aldrich Casimir de Laurent, a melodramatic dandy with a coin purse bigger than his brain. Somehow, he has found the monster's lair, and, even more surprising, retrieved one of its claws. A claw Lissa needs in order to forge a sword that can kill the beast. Aldrich is ill-equipped for a hunt and almost guaranteed to get himself killed. But as the two of them search for the rest of the materials that will be the beast's undoing, Aldrich reveals hidden depths, dark secrets that he guards as carefully as Lissa guards hers. Before long, against Lissa's better judgment, a friendship begins to bloom, one that will either lead to the culmination of Lissa's quest for vengeance or spell doom for both of them. So yeah, this sounds really good. It does seem like it has a bit more adventure sort of. I like when people have quests and have to go find things. I really enjoyed that about Night and the Moth, which is one of my favorite books that I read this year. So overall, I'm really excited about this, and I just had to pick it up after hearing more about it. Yeah, so this is my third book. So yeah, I'll show you what else I got in the box. So They also, oh, these are cool. So they also sent a bookmark for each book, and these are sweet. Very like trippy looking, colorful. I like it. And the back of the the back of the bookmark always has some like little quote thing on it, and it says, "Spoiler, I stopped here." Okay. Got it. And then they also give you like a little card with all of the books from that month on it, all the picks from that month. And yeah, this is just so exciting. Oh, it also has a trivia challenge on the back of it. It's trivia about aardvark. I would fail real hard. There's some books from their like book box subscription that I have, or have read or want to read, that were put out before I got the book box subscription. I mean, that's kind of why I got it, because I realized that a lot of the books that they had were books that I was interested in. But you can't quiz me on them. I'm not gonna know enough. I might just try it just for funsies, just to see how bad I do. But that's kind of fun that they included a little trivia QR code thing. So yeah, I am super excited about these picks, and I'm excited to get to add them into books that are going to go on my TBR for the new year. I am probably going to film some sort of like year wrap up, even though I kind of want to do that at the start of the like new year, just so that I have everything completed. But I'll do that eventually when the time's right. And then I do want to film like a 2026 reading goals thing as well. So I'll probably do that soon so that can go out before the new year starts. And then in the new year, I'll film like a recap of this year. But yeah, it's just exciting. This has by far been my best reading year. As far as like the book, like what books have stuck with me and the quantity. I've read a lot more books this year than I have read in previous years, which I don't think is like a marker of a good reading year, but I have just been devouring some books because they've been so good. And I have had some like luck continuing series or reading through series or duologies, and things like that I think have like added to how many books I was able to read in the year, which is always exciting. So yeah, I am so excited for what's to come and to be able to look back on my year of books and other things. But yeah, so that's all I got for you for this vlog. I will see you next time. Stay cozy.